We are here at CES 2020 at this poorly surfaced parking lot. And that might seem like a strange place to be, but we've actually just had a chance to ride and drive in the new Byton M-Byte. This is one of their pre-production models. It's not quite a production model. They said it was car number 2 that's come off the production line. But actually inside, the fit and finish is remarkably good for a pre-production vehicle, and it didn't squeak. There were no real rattles as we went round, and it certainly has a fair amount of power. The car itself has the Byton interface, but we didn't get to try the gesture controls or the touch controls because this has a slightly limited set of software in it. They're still working on that, and Nikki has already produced a video which I'm sure you've seen, and if not, we'll link to it up there or down there somewhere, which shows the Byton interface in action, and you can see how it's going to look when it's really in the car as opposed to the version we saw today. So check that one out. But this gives you an idea of how the car will ride and drive.
So, kind of sounds strange, but I encourage you to explore the potholes.
Okay.
And you can just see how great this thing rides.
Oh, let's go that way.
So it's a pretty neat feature with the steering wheel moving around the driver display there.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing that I certainly was a bit... I have been quite snarky about the centre screen, okay. Particularly when it was very first revealed. I was like, I'm not at all convinced about that, but actually it doesn't really interfere.
Yep.
And I suspect once you got used to it, that would be good. But...
Absolutely.
And yeah, I will say, I mean, I'm very much a minimalist when it comes to what I want in my display, but this, it kind of fades away very quickly to just being a background thing. There's a nice big hole. It is a very comfortable ride. Does this one have the gesture controls working or
not? It's not running on this one right now.
Okay. I'd say that's one of the things I'm intrigued to see working.
Yeah, I would definitely encourage you to head over to the North Pole booth and check that out.
Yeah. I mean, for a pre-production model, there are not really any squeaks or rattles, which is very impressive. It's certainly a very comfortable vehicle. It's got a really luxurious interior, and it also has the kind of appointments that you'd expect in a high-end vehicle. Talking to the Byton UX team, they were discussing situations like if you have your chauffeur who you need to give directions to, you can do that from the back, which is something that you see in China, but you don't see so much in the US, although with a $45,000 starting price tag, that's certainly going to be a higher end market than we generally have been seeing for EVs outside of Tesla. The car handles pretty much as you'd expect for an SUV. There's quite a lot of body roll, but it does hold the road pretty well, at least in this poorly surfaced parking lot, which I've already mentioned. But while we were driving, we were encouraged to explore the potholes, and it certainly smoothed out the ride in a very comfortable way. I think this is really a very competent vehicle, and actually driving it, I've been very skeptical about this massive screen. It's still not something that I'm deeply in love with, but it certainly faded into the background very quickly, and it became much less of a distraction than I was expecting. The UX team also said they've really worked to position it as far as possible from the driver to make sure that you're not having to switch your focal distance so much, and much less than in a traditional vehicle where the display tends to be quite close to you. And I did find that to be the case. It is effective in reducing that momentary change when your eyes are just adjusting. So that is really good. They've talked a lot about how they're working towards making this a really safe vehicle and that the apps and displays in the car don't distract. So I think it's a great car to watch. It's something that we're going to really keep an eye on and see how they progress. And I'm looking forward to seeing more from them. And you, I'm sure, are looking forward to seeing more from us. We are going to be back with more from CES very soon. And if you haven't, then why haven't you subscribed? Just press that button. You know you want to. While you're there, you should press the notification bell because you want to know when our videos come out, don't you? You love them. I know you do. Now, we are here at CES. This is not a cheap experience. You can help us do more if you subscribe, if you sponsor us through Patreon, or if you buy us a little Ko-fi, or coffee through Ko-fi. Until next time, keep evolving.